This is episode number 100 of the Arrive at Happy show with your host, Tia Graham. I'm the founder of the company Arrive at Happy, a certified chief happiness officer, TEDx and keynote speaker, and best-selling author of Be a Happy Leader. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe this is episode 100. I am filled with gratitude and appreciation and awe for every single person who helped make this show a reality. And I think back to the very beginning, and it was through the National Speakers Association and a fantastic man by the name of David Passara that really helped me get it up and going and get episode 1, 2, 3, 4 recorded. I've had the pleasure of interviewing incredible guests from corporations and nonprofits, happiness experts, different psychologists, and technology leaders, so many different types of people, all with their own perspective and experience on what it takes to live a happy life and be a happy human, and how to create organizations where the people truly are first so that organizations thrive, not just financially, not just because of their market share, but really because of the people and the well-being of their people. So for episode 100, I am going to share my reflections on my first 99 episodes. And this was a very therapeutic practice for me, to be honest. And I probably could have written 99 different reflections, but I put 12 and I want to share those with you. And as I'm going through these, think about where you are, both in your career, in your life, with your team, with your organization. And it's a beautiful time of year. You know, I started off with gratitude. This is the week of American Thanksgiving. I'm living in Southern California. And throughout this time of year and the holidays, and of course, with everything going on in the world, you can't help but be very appreciative of all of the small aspects of life that we sometimes take for granted, you know, whether it's working with amazing clients, having good health, the time with your spouse or kids, being able to go for walks outside, beautiful sunshine. And I could go on. So, in this 100 episode, I talk a lot about gratitude. Just pause for a second and think about what you really appreciate about being alive. I also always say that tomorrow is not necessarily a given, that you never know when your life is over, when anyone's life is over. So wake up and try and act and live as if you only have a short time, because it really puts things into perspective. Okay, let's get going on my list of 12 on reflections for the first 99 episodes. So my first is, people really care about other people. When I reflect back on all of the executives and CEOs and leaders that I had the pleasure of interviewing, every single person authentically cares about their colleagues, about their team, about the stakeholders, about their boss, about their customers. Everyone I interviewed is a good person and really cares, not just because caring about people will make them more money or will help them grow your career. They just really care. So when we think about promoting people and moving people into leadership positions, we want to make sure that those people are caring people and that those people really like human beings, being around human beings. Because, of course, you all know being a leader is not easy. My second reflection is that being a human is hard and it's messy and it's super challenging. I know for me, being a human has been the hardest over the last 3 years of my life. And it's been a challenging year for many people, both professionally and personally. And I also reflect on being a human is so beautiful and purposeful and really awesome in a lot of ways. And it's so cyclical, right? The hard times and the good times, the hard times and the good times. And I interviewed so many different types of happiness experts, and each one had resources and tools and a perspective on how to increase the positive times and how to deal with the really, really challenging times. And know that the science of happiness helps you build up your psychological immune system and helps you have a stronger buffer, makes you more resilient for when times are really hard. My third reflection is that leaders have been struggling and continue to struggle with demands of achieving business goals, achieving financial goals, and taking care of people, their well-being and their happiness. And many people I talk to, and the research supports this, because of the demands of the organization and of shareholders or stakeholders, or again, the financial goals, it makes it really challenging to, for example, make sure people have enough time with their family. And I hope that in 2024, more boards and CEOs and people running companies make it a bit easier for leaders to juggle both the business and the well-being and happiness of their associates. My fourth reflection is just that there is an abundance of well-being resources and happiness resources available to leaders, whether it's online courses, books, TED Talks, webinars, podcasts, conferences like the World Happiness Summit that I'm going to in March of next year. There are a lot of resources. Deloitte has incredible resources. So if you are a leader listening and you want to increase your happiness and increase your team's happiness, there is so much resources. And if you want to start, you can go to my website, arriveathappy.com. Reflection number 5, not enough organizations are measuring happiness and well-being on a regular basis. And by that, I mean monthly. Most leaders and executives that I talk to are measuring once a year with an engagement survey, which is not enough. There are some bigger companies that are doing pulse surveys, but really, every single organization needs to be doing short surveys along with, of course, listening in one-on-ones, listening in team meetings, doing focus groups, etc. Listening needs to be the number one strategy for 2024 and measuring happiness and well-being, because when you increase happiness and well-being in a company, you are going to increase revenue, profit, retention, sales, innovation, customer happiness. Everything gets better. Reflection number 6 is the science of happiness and the research around happiness at work needs spreading faster. This information needs to get to more people sooner. It's been around for over 2 decades. It's taught at Ivy League schools. Arthur Brooks is making it really famous at the Harvard Business School. But most audiences that I speak to still do not know very much about it. And of course, we're being bombarded with information. Technology is invasive in all of our lives, but each of us, and if you're listening, you care about arriving and happy for your life and for your work, needs to do our part. Share Dr. Laurie Santos's Science of Wellbeing class from Yale University. It's free. Share Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar's books. Share Sean Acor's book. Talk about Be a Happy Leader, my book. Spread this information to leaders, executives, teams, and people. You know, the ripple effect, the opportunity is massive. My next reflection, number 7, is when I reflect on all 99 episodes, I am really optimistic about the future. Yes, there are many challenges facing humans. There are many horrific events happening in the world. The news bombards us with nonstop negativity, and humans are doing beautiful acts and work in organizations for the planet, for people. And I'm really optimistic about the future of work. I believe, reflecting back on all of these shows and reflecting on the work coming from people such as Adam Grant out of Wharton, the conversations that are happening, I'm optimistic that the future of work is going to be better for humans than it has been in the past, and that well-being is going to continue to be at the forefront. My 8th reflection is that we need more human connection. There's an epidemic of loneliness. We need more in-person time. We need more time where we're talking over video. We need more time where we're using pen and paper and sending mail. We need to give everyone more time to be with their friends and family. One of the reasons I left corporate America was because I wanted to spend more time with my 2 little girls, who are now 7 and 9 years old. I was extremely unhappy when they were a baby and toddler, and I was missing so much of their life because of how corporate America was working in 2018. The way that we work is changing, yet there still isn't enough flexibility and consideration for what's happening in people's personal lives. The number one predictor of happiness is human connection, and that's not with your email. It's with friends and family. And yes, your coworkers can be your friends. But for every leader listening, think about the human connection time that you are being intentional about, and how are you leading so that your team has enough time with their friends and family. Reflection number 9 is that I wrote too many books, too little time. I think the stat goes something like there are 2,700 books that come out every single day in the United States. If you're like me, you may have a book purchasing addiction. I recently just committed to my amazing husband, James Gankos, that I am not going to buy any more books for 90 days, even though I just put one on hold in Amazon today, but I didn't hit purchase. But oh my goodness, there are so many great books. So take the time to read, listen to audiobooks, and I just find little snippets of time here and there. People ask me, Tia, you're so busy, you have 2 little kids. How do you read? I will literally read for 15 minutes when my husband is driving all of us and we're going to the beach and my kids are, in the back of the car. And I'm like, oh, this is 15 minutes. So fit it in. Learning makes us happier. And I don't know, I just have a reflection. I also interviewed a lot of authors, so many good books. Reflection number 10 is that organizations have a responsibility to prioritize and create and execute strategies that increase human happiness and well-being. And people have a responsibility to choose happiness for themselves, to have actions. This is what my TEDx talk, The Simple Secret of Being Happier, is all about. My simple secret is spend time doing things you enjoy doing. Don't listen to society. Don't listen to what other people, don't listen to the shoulds. What do you want to do? What makes you feel well? And do those things. And don't necessarily listen to what society tells you to do. But it really is a dual responsibility. It's not just up to the individual, the working person, and it's not just up to the company or the association or the nonprofit. It's a dual responsibility, and both parties need to take responsibility. Reflection number 11 is that humans, and this is the journey that I have been on very deeply and intensely over the past 18 months, is that humans need to learn how to be calmer and have more inner peace. I think book number 2 is going to be about calm after Be a Happy Leader. Maybe it's going to be a Calm Leader or something like that. But there's so much stress. There's so much anxiety. There's so much reactivity and anger and overwhelm and then guilt and regret. And many adults, such as myself, are reacting and acting in ways because we haven't gone back and dealt with experiences and situations that we were faced to deal with when we were kids. And this is a journey that I'm on, that I continue to be on. I get better and better, and then I mess up because I'm a human. But reflecting back over the past few years and all these episodes, we need more calm and we need more inner peace for a calmer world. And my last reflection for episode number 100 is that leaders need to prioritize their own happiness. I wrote Be a Happy Leader for a reason. And organizations need to take care of their leaders and help them be happy. They're the number one influence on team member happiness, and team member happiness is the number one influence on customer happiness. So organizations must make this a number one. For everyone listening, for you listening, I want to say thank you for tuning in to episode number 100 of the Arrive at Happy show. This is not the end. This is the beginning of phase 2. And I'm excited to reconnect with you in the future. There are so many great episodes. So I encourage you to go back and listen to some interviews, listen to some of the standalone episodes. And my goal with this show is to give you inspiration and tools to increase your well-being and increase the happiness of your organization and teams so that your business thrives. People and business together. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving if you're in the United States, and for everyone around the world, have a happy holiday time. And I will see you again very, very soon.